Wake County October 9th, and South Boston, the final points race on October 16th. Yes, we do go to Rockingham on November 6th, but that is not a points race, is the race at Rockingham. Take a look at the weather report. Earlier we said it was 70 degrees and a pristine night. Still is. Temperature, however, has dropped a full 6 degrees. And Lenny Baticki was talking about that earlier in the outset of the super late model race. The wind, still a very slight breeze. Humidity starting to inch up there. It's up 24% to 88% humidity. So there's certainly some very moist air. As the dew point looks like it's probably in the high 50s, low 60s. As the temperature continues to drop and that relative humidity continues to creep up up on the scale. Bobby McCarty. See him on track. And those of you watching on social, well, say hello. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for in this one. Folks, you just missed. If you're watching on social and you're not a subscriber, you just missed one fantastic super late model race. The good news is you can go back and watch the rest of it on the address there on the bottom of your frame. You can finish the rest of the late model stock race, and then you can go back and watch the super late model race once the archive is posted. Oh, that was a nice flash of Mini Terrell on the screen. There's a flash of Bobby McCarty on the screen. You can see a highlight of Bobby McCarty, two-time Cars Tour champion, the winner 2 weeks ago at Motor Mile, and yes, the current late model stock car points leader with a fantastic stat sheet to boot. 37 top 10s in 43 races. That is pretty stout for he and that RNS Race Cars team. Problem is for Bobby McCarty, he's got to fend off Justin Johnson, Caden Honeycutt. McCarty starts 7th tonight. Honeycutt back in 16th. So certainly an opportunity for McCarty to possibly gain some more points on Caden Honeycutt. Speaking of Honeycutt and McCarty, after the win last week at Motor Mile, Bobby McCarty has moved into 2nd on the season-long list of lap leaders, only 9 behind Lane Riggs. Riggs still the all-time leader this year at 246 laps, but doesn't have a whole lot to show for it. Led a bunch of laps at Dillon, led most of the race at Ace and won, and after that, the season has pretty much gone downhill. McCarty 2nd at 237, Josh Berry at 212, and Caden Honeycutt after some laps earlier this year at Caraway and Langley, 169 laps in his lap leader bank. Mini Terrell and Brandon Pierce lead the field for the KRC Power Steering start zone and late model stock portion of the Harrison's Workwear 225 is green. Opening couple of laps led by Mini Terrell, and then there's this fight further behind. Back to the 4th spot, that's Jonathan Schaefer. The red and white 95 is Sam Yarbrough. The maroon and white car, Lane Riggs. There's a lot of red in that shot. Lane Riggs now in 5th, trying to get around Jonathan Schaefer. See Yarbrough up the racetrack a little bit further back. Now Riggs able to almost take over that spot. 0.02 of a second behind start finish. This time he will. Riggs up to 4th. Schaefer back to 5th, and look who's coming. Championship leader Bobby McCarty. Funny story, Lane Riggs, this was his very first Cars Tour race a few years ago as soon as he turned 14. Up front, Mike Looney now moving forward. Gets around Brandon Pierce for 2nd. Further back, Jared Fryer, Mason Diaz, there's Brainer Rogers, Carter Langley, Caden Honeycutt. This fight for about, 10th through 15th right now. Watching Caden Honeycutt make his way forward. That puts him the 13th spot now. Where Honeycutt started back in 16th. Meanwhile, up front, Mike Looney. Looking underneath the Mini Terrell. Now looking to the high side is Mike Looney. Never saw this place until this weekend. Never been here. Said, I don't know about this end of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. I'm not good on that wore out stuff. But down here at 3 and 4, oh mama. Oh, watch out, turn 2, Looney. New leader, lap number 16 or 17, Mike Looney to the point. Mike Looney now up front. Mini Terrell right in his tire tracks off turn number 4. By the way, those of you watching on social, further back, there's Braden Rogers, Caden Honeycutt. That's now the fight for 12th as Honeycutt tries to move his way forward. Those of you watching on social, with all the frogs in my throat, I haven't had a chance to tell you. We're going to show you the first 25 laps of this one. And that's about up. You know what? We'll do that. We'll give him 5 extra because I haven't talked for about 20 laps. So, funny story. I got a case of Propel from Doug Hauser, who's Dylan Hauser's dad, earlier today. Love the stuff personally. I tried to take a drink before green and it went down the wrong pipe, and it's taken this long to get it back out. Fight now for third starting to develop. That's Brandon Pierce and the 99 of Lane Riggs. See Jonathan Schaefer right there immediately behind him. Bobby McCarty there in the middle of it as well. So this is your 5-lap call. If you're watching on social media, the 5-lap call. If you like what you see and you think this one might turn into a good one, and I promise you, if the super late model race was any indication, it will. Head on over to the address at the bottom of your frame, www.carstour.tv. You can catch everything live or on demand after the fact, including this race and others. So continue to watch Honeycutt trying to get by Braden Rogers. There's Stephen Nasty, the black 51, getting around the 44 of Justin Johnson. That's for the 14th spot. Nasty had an abysmal qualifying run in 17th. Trying now to move his way forward. There you see the gap from first to second. Now second to third, and third to fourth. It's starting to tighten up. It's Lane Riggs making his way forward. Jonathan Schaefer there in the middle of it. And folks, this is the final lap of the free preview. If you like what you see, and this one again is going to develop.